What if the key to unlocking profound guidance and support was within your reach and you could access it simply by reaching out, not once, but consistently throughout your day? In today's video, we look into a transformative practice, calling upon your source of strength and guidance, be it a higher power, the universe, or your inner self, 100 times a day. This video will guide you through the significance of this practice, its historical roots, and how you can integrate it seamlessly into your daily life for remarkable outcomes. Let's begin by defining what we mean by source. For many, this could be a spiritual entity, perhaps the universe or a form of higher consciousness. Others might view this source as their inner self, the deepest, most authentic part of their being. Recognizing and connecting with this source is not just a spiritual expedition, it's a foundational step towards enhancing your mental and emotional well-being. This understanding helps tailor your calls to something that resonates deeply with you, making each connection more potent and personal. The journey to recognizing your source involves introspection and awareness. It's about asking yourself what truly motivates you, what brings you peace, and where you feel your guidance stems from. This process is deeply personal and varies from person to person. It could be as simple as feeling a deep connection with nature, a specific set of philosophical beliefs, or a more structured spiritual path. Once you identify your source, the next step is fostering a relationship with it. This connection is nurtured through regular communication and a genuine desire to engage. Think of it as building a friendship. The more you invest in understanding and interacting with your friend, the stronger and more profound your relationship becomes. Repetition is a powerful tool in both psychological and spiritual practices. It's the cornerstone of habits and deeply ingrained beliefs. By repeating an action or phrase, you are not only reinforcing its meaning, but also embedding it into your subconscious mind. This process is what makes calling upon your source 100 times a day so impactful. The principle behind the power of repetition is quite straightforward. The more frequently you engage in an activity, the more it becomes a part of your routine and subsequently your identity. In the context of spiritual practices, repetition serves as a reinforcing mechanism that magnifies the intensity and clarity of your intentions. Each call to your source acts like a ripple in the pond of your consciousness, gradually expanding and deepening your connection. Why 100 times, you might ask? The number itself is symbolic, representing completeness and a substantial commitment to the practice. It's not just about the frequency, though. It's about consistency and the pattern it creates in your daily life. This rhythmic repetition allows you to stay constantly aligned with your source, keeping your spiritual channel open and receptive throughout the day. Connecting with your source is not just about the act of calling. It's equally about being in the right state of mind to make those calls. Preparation is key. To start, mental preparation involves clearing your mind of distraction and focusing on your intent. This means being present in the moment and consciously deciding to open up to the communication that is about to take place. You may find it helpful to practice a few minutes of meditation or deep breathing before you begin to center your thoughts and calm your mind. Physical preparation is just as important. Choose a quiet, comfortable space where you are unlikely to be disturbed. This could be a small corner of your room, a favorite chair by the window, or even a spot in your garden. The environment should feel safe and peaceful, a place where your mind can relax and focus. The physical act of coming to this same space each day can also help signal to your mind and body that it's time to connect with your source. Additionally, setting a specific time or times of day for this practice can help in building a routine. Consistency in timing helps to establish this practice as a regular part of your daily life, just like eating or sleeping, whether it's early in the morning, during a midday break, or right before you go to bed. Find a time that works best for you and stick to it. Over time, these consistent efforts will not only make the practice easier, but also more effective. With your mind and space prepared, the next step is to craft your call. This is the message or affirmation you will be sending to your source. The effectiveness of your call can be greatly influenced by how it is formulated. It should be clear, concise, and imbued with positive intent. Phrasing your calls positively ensures that you are sending out the right kind of energy into the universe and reinforces your desired outcomes. For example, instead of saying, "I don't want to feel stressed," rephrase it to say, "I seek peace and calmness." This subtle shift in language turns a negative statement into a positive affirmation, actively focusing on what you do want rather than what you don't. Keeping your calls simple can also help in maintaining focus and clarity. An overly complex call can be hard to repeat and may dilute the power of your intention. It might also be beneficial to personalize your call to reflect your unique relationship with your source. If your source is spiritual, your call could be shaped by your spiritual beliefs. If it is more about connecting with your inner self, then the call could reflect personal affirmations that resonate with your core values and aspirations. Remember, the repetition of these calls is designed to reinforce their power and embed them deeply into your consciousness. As you repeat your call, try to visualize the words leaving your mind and reaching out to your source. Imagine a line of communication opening up, strengthening with each repetition, making the connection clearer and more powerful. We've covered how to prepare both mentally and physically for making your calls, as well as how to craft these calls to be as effective as possible. As we proceed, we will look at how to integrate this practice seamlessly into your daily routine, ensuring you can maintain it with ease and derive the maximum benefit from your efforts. Stay tuned as we explore daily practice and how to make each connection meaningful. Integrating the practice of calling your source into your daily life requires commitment, but it also needs to be manageable. The key is to find a rhythm that suits your lifestyle and to make the practice as seamless as possible. To begin with, consider breaking down the 100 calls into smaller segments throughout the day. This could mean making 20 calls 5 times a day, or perhaps 10 calls every couple of hours. By segmenting your practice, you make the task less daunting and more integrated with your daily activities. Each session doesn't need to be long. In fact, the brevity of each call can help maintain your focus and intention. A few focused seconds per call are sufficient, as long as each one is done with full awareness and intent. Over time, this segmented approach will help establish a pattern, and the frequent repetition will strengthen your connection with your source, making each call more instinctive and powerful. There might be days when making 100 calls feels challenging. On such days, it's important to be flexible and kind to yourself. If you miss a few calls, remind yourself that the intent and effort behind the calls are as significant as the number. What matters most is the consistent effort to connect, not perfection in execution. As important as the frequency of your calls is the quality of attention you bring to each one. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in this practice. It involves being fully present in the moment, aware of your surroundings, your thoughts, and your emotions without judgment. When you call upon your source with mindfulness, you enhance the quality of the connection, making each interaction more profound and meaningful. To cultivate mindfulness, begin each call by taking a deep breath and centering yourself. As you make your call, focus solely on the words and their meanings. Visualize your words as a bridge, extending from your mind to your source. This visualization can help maintain a focused flow of energy and intention. Maintaining this level of awareness throughout the day can be challenging, especially with the distractions of daily life. To aid in this, you can set reminders or create small rituals that anchor you back to mindfulness. And for instance, each time you drink water or stand up from your desk, use that moment to realign with your intention and make your call. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you ensure that your efforts to connect with your source are grounded in mindfulness and awareness, enhancing the effectiveness of each call and deepening your overall connection. To maximize the benefits of your daily practice of calling your source, it is beneficial to incorporate a method of recording and reflecting on your experiences. Keeping a journal dedicated to this practice can serve as a powerful tool. Each day after your sessions of calling, take a moment to jot down any thoughts, feelings, or insights that arose during the calls. Did certain calls feel more powerful? Were there moments of clarity or heightened emotion? Recording these observations can provide you with a valuable feedback loop that enhances your understanding of the connection you are building. Reflection is more than just reviewing your notes. It involves deeper contemplation of your experiences. At the end of each week, take some time to review your entries. Look for patterns or recurring themes. These insights can guide you in fine-tuning your practice, adjusting your calls, or even the times of day that you reach out to your source. Reflecting in this way helps to make your practice more dynamic and responsive to your evolving spiritual journey. This process of recording and reflecting not only deepens your understanding, but also reinforces your commitment to the practice. It turns abstract experiences into tangible records that can inspire and motivate you, especially during times when the practice might feel challenging or when doubts creep in. As with any practice that requires consistent effort, you may encounter doubts and setbacks. These challenges are a natural part of the journey, and handling them effectively is crucial for your growth. Initially, you might doubt the effectiveness of your calls, or you might miss several calls during particularly busy days. When these moments occur, it's important to approach them with kindness and understanding toward yourself. First, recognize that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to learn and adapt. If you find yourself struggling to keep up with the practice, consider whether the current structure of your calls fits into your daily life, or if adjustments are needed. Perhaps you need to change the times of your calls, or maybe you need to simplify your affirmations. Secondly, address doubts by returning to your reasons for starting this practice. Reconnect with your initial intentions and the feelings that motivated you to begin. This reconnection can reignite your passion and commitment. Maintain a flexible mindset. Be willing to experiment with different aspects of your practice and be open to discovering what works best for you. Flexibility allows you to adjust your approach based on your ongoing experiences and makes the practice more resilient to disruptions. We have traveled through a comprehensive exploration of how to call upon your source for help 100 times a day. From understanding your source and harnessing the power of repetition to preparing mentally and physically for your daily calls, crafting effective affirmations, maintaining mindfulness, documenting your journey, and navigating the inevitable challenges, each step builds upon the last, creating a robust framework for a transformative practice. This practice is more than just a routine. It's a journey toward deeper self-awareness and spiritual connectivity. As you implement these steps, remember that the journey is uniquely yours. The pace and progress will differ for everyone, and that's perfectly okay. What matters most is the consistency of your effort and the intention behind each call. Thank you for joining this exploration. Whether you are just beginning or looking to deepen an existing practice, may your consistent calls to your source bring clarity, peace, and transformation into your life. Stay committed, stay mindful, and watch as your world begins to shift in ways you never imagined.